This is the first time in a while under the Josh Allen era, if you want to call it that, that you can look at a Bills team and say that this team is not a Super Bowl contender. The Buffalo Bills are 7-4, second place in the AFC East Division. In the NFL, it's hard to keep teams that have championship aspirations. When you build a team, there's a certain window. During that time period, you have to come away with a championship. It's hard to keep teams in the NFL. Players get old, injuries start happening, players want their money, which I think nowadays, more players would rather get paid than win a championship. So different variables factor into a team's longevity. The Bills' window is closing, and this might be the year where people start to see this team decline. They're heavily flawed. Number one, let's start on the defense. Number one, the run defense. They cannot stop the run. They have trouble stopping the run. Since week one against Baltimore, Derrick Henry ran for 169 yards, had 2 touchdowns. Lamar had 70 yards rushing, 1 touchdown. Now you might say, okay, it's the Ravens. Derrick Henry is a problem for everybody, and it's hard to stop that running offense. And then you add on Lamar, who was a dual threat quarterback. And also, it's week one. Teams start off slow at the beginning of the season. You know, those first 3 or 4 weeks, you can't really tell what a team is during that time. But ever since then, they have been getting bullied at the line of scrimmage consistently throughout the season. Even in games that they won. New Orleans, a team that is, 2-9? The Saints had a total of 189 yards rushing and 1 touchdown. The Atlanta Falcons, a team that can run the football, they gave up 210 yards rushing on the ground and 2 touchdowns. Against Miami, 197 yards and 2 touchdowns. So that's just a few examples of how bad Buffalo's running defense is. And they play a lot of nickel. They don't really play the run. They'll constantly have 5 DBs on the field. They'll have a DB in the box. They don't really have 3 linebackers in the box trying to stop the run. They'll even have 2 linebackers on short and down distances, like 2nd and 1, 3rd and 1, 2nd and 2. They don't really prepare themselves against the run, and teams are just able to create running lanes. Offensive linemen get to the second level. They are able to block the linebackers. They really struggle against outside zone running schemes. I think that's where they have the most problems, and their pass rush is kind of non-existent. They have a every now and then pass rush where it seems like they'll get to the quarterback every now and then. Guys like Greg Rasu, and I hope I'm saying his name right, and AJ Epinesa, they're not consistently dominant pass rushers. They'll make plays here or there. And they signed Joey Bosa, who I'm assuming that they thought that they were going to get that consistent dominant pass rusher, but he hasn't panned out so well. And not only that, he's had some injury issues. Those injuries could be playing a role in his play. All that wear and tear on his body, those injuries can stick with you, especially when you're playing football. So they'll probably have to draft a pass rusher this upcoming draft, get someone on the outside and on the interior. Offensively, Keon Coleman, when Stephon Diggs left, they drafted a receiver, so I guess he was supposed to be the guy to fill that void, to be that star wideout that Josh Allen can rely on. He hasn't really panned out too well. He'll make plays here or there. He's shown that he can get the 50-50 balls. He can snatch a back shoulder throw running up the sideline. He's shown that he can make plays, but he's not really a fast wideout. It takes him too long to create separation. He can't really get open. And when teams play him up close, when they press him and jam him at the line of scrimmage, he's a non-factor. And then Josh Allen has to try to find someone else to go to with the football. So Josh doesn't really have a connection outside of Dawson Knox, Khalil Shakir, although I think his true safety blanket is Dawson Knox. And then Josh Allen himself, he's kind of spiraling, man. This has been a problem with him throughout his NFL career. He'll have good games, good and great games, and then he'll start to spiral. Next thing you know, he's not taking care of the football. He's throwing it to receivers when there's a DB or a linebacker clearly standing in his throwing lane, and he'll launch it anyway. And I think the fact that he doesn't really have that reliable target that can get open consistently, he feels the need to make things happen by running around in the backfield, avoiding tackles, and then creating something out of nothing. And with the way this team looks, with the lack of a pass rush, with the lack of run defense, not having a elite wide receiver on the outside that you can go to and develop a chemistry with, and if his sole reliable target is Dawson Knox, who's a tight end, he's a bigger target, slower target to go to. Not to mention the offensive line has struggled to protect him and give him clean pockets to throw from this season. It's weird. As much as the Bills struggle on both sides of the ball on the line of scrimmage, they struggle at stopping the run, they struggle at creating pressure to get to the quarterback, they struggle at protecting Josh Allen, they can create running lanes for James Cook, then he's going to feel the need to make something happen. He's going to have to play his backyard style of football, try to be Superman and will his team to victory by making some ridiculous plays. So the Buffalo Bills, I made a video like a few weeks ago and I titled it Teams That I'm Writing Off in the AFC. I didn't have Buffalo on that list. Maybe I should have put them there. But I think this Buffalo Bills team in 2025 are not really Super Bowl contenders, and it looks like this could be the year that we see them start to decline. This could be a sign that they may have missed their window on winning a championship. So those are my thoughts on the Bills. Please like and subscribe. That is it. I am out.